Huh.
So I've got the mock-up on the violin here, the glue up of the top, and because it's already carved, because it's basically the same thickness, a little thicker right down the center than it is on the edges, but and it's carved, so when you apply pressure on the edges, it wants to push the top up. So decided if I clamped across the top, I could push from the bar on the clamp back down on the top, which, because as you clamp it, it pushes up, it brings the top of the joint open. So if I push it down enough to close the joint, then I feel like I'm in a good spot there. And then all the way across the top. Of course, on the ends here, I'm using spool clamps, and I drilled holes in the bench to drop the spool clamps into, so that kind of creates a platform here for me to work off of. As you can see, I have blocks. I have a pair of half-inch MDF blocks under each clamp to bring the clamps up to where they center on the edge where I need them. And I've just been going over this for quite a while here now. Almost dropped the thing all the way to the base of the spool clamps to center this up, but then decided that it would just be a better thing just to raise the clamps. So that's what I'm doing. The glue's ready to roll here. It's already at temp. At least the water's at temp. I don't know if the glue's completely solidified yet. Yeah, pretty good. And so I'm going to disassemble everything, take it apart, heat the edges, and then go for it. And we'll see what happens. I think I'm adequately psyched up. I'm going to go ahead and heat this up a bit. You guys got the hot glue going again, and I have the neck and heel block for the Violin that were both split. When the unit came apart, they just split along with it. This one, the neck block, just split right off. Like, I'm thinking of that J45 Randy's been working on, that split off, or was, well, yeah, it's split in the pocket, the dovetail, and it's kind of opened up like that. But the whole block wasn't out of the guitar or anything, but you could see it come apart right in that area. And then I just dropped the piece. So, but okay, I'm gonna go retrieve that real quick. Yeah, the you can see how off center. Maybe I'm having trouble seeing it in my monitor here, but you can see how off center that V is, where the pocket goes. How little of it is on this side, and that I noticed on the body that it was offset as well. So there's a lot of similarities from this Violin to that J45 that Randy's got going. Yeah, I guess, which proves that as long as you've got strings that line up with the bridge, you're okay, regardless of how off center things might be. At any rate, yeah, I'm going to glue these together. And so this one, well, let me move on here for a second. Also have the sides that I took off previously, and the liners that go with those. And I'm going to be, I got to clean up the liners. But while I've got the glue hot, I'm going to clean these liners off. And I already cleaned the inside of the sides. So, and then I'll glue these back together as well. And I'll probably just bring you back in for a little bit of that. I'm not going to waste your time showing me cleaning those up. You saw the process. Actually, I just did a little something else here, and I just stick my brush down in the hot water and just paint it on here. And as that gets warms that old glue up, I can just scrape it off pretty easily. Even just take a toothbrush and scrub it off. So this block I can clamp, and this block I can't. I don't think I have a way to clamp that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this little neck block piece on, and hot high glue will actually tacks up so fast, and then it will also shrink as it dries. So I'm just going to hold it in place as it dries, and let it tack up good, and it'll just suck that joint back together as it dries up. So meanwhile, I'm going to clamp this one up. And kind of preset my clamp over here, and so I don't have to clean a brush. I'm just using the stick. Not sturdy with it, and that is plenty of glue. The way this thing cracked, it actually locks itself together pretty good. I just make sure that it's even end to end, which it is, and then put it in the clamp. Now I pre-tested this to make sure it wasn't going to just spit it out when I put pressure on it, and it seems to be doing okay. Everything's lined up, so that's done. We'll set it aside. And it's exactly what needs glue. Okay. All right, plenty of glue there. And anything that's squeezing out here, I'll just come back and scrape off. That feels good up and down here. All right, so I'm just going to hold this for a while, and you don't want to wait for that. See you later.